Hi, it's Lauren. So today's video is going to be the song The Other Side. It's the third song in the white section and the eighth song overall. Fun fact, I wrote most of this song while I was in the CRP, or the Crisis Residential Program, on the Be Well campus in Orange. And it was a whole mess. It was a rough period of my life. I went from the hospital, got referred, then went to the crisis residential. Then I destabilized, they kicked me out. I went to the crisis stabilization unit, and then from there, I went to a different psychiatric hospital. So it was a mess. I could do more details on some of my mental health journey at another time, but I was in a rough place, and this song is definitely about feeling trapped. And it's called The Other Side because it's that feeling of I'm so low, I'm so far down, I'm so below rock bottom that people don't even know that I'm there. And so it's not only can I not escape, but there's no chance of getting any help to escape. So let's go through the lyrics on that fun note. Um, I know, I have my songs are so dark, but okay. So I've crossed over to the other side. Crossing over to that place where it's so deep, it's so dark, it's so far away. No one can see you, no one can hear you, no one even knows you're there, no one even knows that you exist. Look all around you at the souls who died alive. So it's also, crossing over to the other side has a big death motif. So it's kind of that idea of when you feel like you're still alive, but you've died alive. You've died while you still have a body and alive. And just that, having your life force just stripped of you and having nothing left. That feeling of kind of the living dead, which I was feeling, and I think a lot of people do feel. Um, when the emotions build up so much and the problems you've denied build up so much that it's just you feel so behind that you could never get out of the hole that you've dug yourself into. All right, so next part. No one can hear you. You're at the end of the line. So, yeah, you're so far away from everyone else, everyone's frame of reference and reality, that you're not even in their frequency range of them being able to hear you. You're basically at the end of the line, as bad as it gets. There's nowhere else to go, and there's nothing else that you can do that you haven't already tried. Too far to reach you. Too far. Like a little echoey thing. Yeah, same motif. Can't hear you. Even if they know you're there and try to reach you, it's too far away. They can't. It's like you're on a cliff and they reach, but you're too far down for them to find you. That's a cool angle. My hand looks so big. I know, I'm quirky. I talk about this serious stuff and then I laugh. I don't know. Someone can analyze me if they want. But too far to reach you, too far. But I'm reaching out across the line. So if this was the line, people can only reach this far. You're reaching over the line to try to get someone to help you and see you and hear you and understand you. So it also speaks to any kind of relationship or dynamic where you're doing more than half of the effort and then they're not putting the effort back. So this is even attuned to the fact that yes, I'm past this line where you can reach me, but I'm reaching over it and you're still not trying to reach me. So I'm doing all this effort to make it more comfortable for you to be able to help me and see me, and you're not even putting in all the effort you could. And I'm putting in more effort than I can afford to put in. But I'm reaching out across the line. And then it goes, nowhere to turn, no one to hear you scream in the night. So yeah, you're looking around, you're trapped, there's nowhere to go. And It's about no one hearing or empathizing with your pain or downgrading or minimizing it or gaslighting you into saying that the pain isn't that bad or it's not a big deal. All right, now the chorus. It goes, no one can see, and then my light. So no one can see my light. So no one can see the good things about me. They only see the bad. So people just criticize me, or sometimes it's about like people only see my illness and they don't see the person, or they just see my failures and not my successes. And then no one can see my light as the dark envelops me. So yeah, it's also about no one can see your light because the darkness is kind of like enveloped it. I think like a black hole, it like sucks everything up. And then the last part of the chorus is no one sees me. Yeah. So I think it's kind of like a 3-pronged theme of you're generally across that line and too far away for people to see and hear you. And the good parts about you or your light, people can't see because you're so far away and you're so dark and you're so consumed by these negative emotions. And then the third is even when you go over what your capacity of what you can do to try to reach people, they don't put the same effort in return, or even they don't even put all the effort they could to validate you and what you're going through. All right, so now it goes back to the verse, the first verse, but I just changed like a few of the lyrics. So it goes, I've crossed over to the other side, so that's the same. And then it goes, the walls surround you, all the dreams that died inside. So in this, the walls can definitely refer to the other side, like you've crossed a wall and no one can see you. But in this case, there's an additional meaning of the walls are kind of the walls you've put up like in yourselves around certain emotions when you compartmentalize parts of yourself. When we compartmentalize parts of ourselves, we can't be aligned with ourselves and whole within ourselves because we have all these parts that we're not dealing with. So when I say all the dreams that died inside, it's like, oh, this part of me wants this dream, this part of me wants this, and it's all separated with these walls. And so the dreams die because you can't unify them into manifestation in reality or in your life, whatever. And now instead of no one can hear you, no one will listen. Because it's still speaking to that, okay, I'm beyond people's range of perception, but I'm going to push myself into their range so that they can hear me. And then now it's like, okay, I've put all the effort in and now they're hearing me, but they're choosing not to listen, which is like, stabbing the knife in more. It's like they can't hear me, so then I expend all my energy so they can hear me, and now they hear me or they choose not to listen. So if you're at the end of the line, it's twist your words, drain your energy. So the twisting your words is all about manipulation, like covert manipulation. And then draining your energy is all about like energy vampires and people that kind of like drain the life force out of you. And generally they work together. People manipulate you into giving your power away or making you feel bad because something about you feeling bad makes them feel better, and other reasons. So yeah. And then the last part, too far to see you, too far. And so the first part was too far to reach you. And then I changed it to too far to see you. Okay, I know they can't help me, but I was hoping they could at least see my pain if they can't help me and understand me. So not only can they not reach me, but they can't even see me either. And then it goes, but I'm reaching out. And then I change it from out across the line to for that distant light. So I think of reaching out across the line as trying to get other people to help you. But reaching out for that distant light is like finding your own light and your own power. That's what I like to do with songs. I like to have one lyric, and then as I learn the lesson of the song, change the lyric slightly. So the lesson here is, instead of reaching for other people to help you, reach for yourself, your own light, your own fire that gets you going. And then this is all the same, but it's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You've lost it all. It's dark inside. I forgot to do this part the first time, but this is the same the first time, and it's after the first verse as well as the second. So, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You've lost it all. It's dark inside. So yeah, you're trapped with these walls and this line where no one can see you or hear you or reach you. You can't go anywhere. You can't hide from your pain anywhere. You've lost everything you are. Everything that mattered, it's dark inside. You've lost that fire, that will to go on, that burning desire to create and be alive. It's gone. And you have no idea how to get it back. And no one can help you get it back, and you feel like you can't get it back yourself either. And then, the rest now is the same, but I'll read it. It's nowhere to turn, no one to hear you scream in the night. So the first verse of nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, you've lost it all, it's dark inside. That's that like attempt to find the strength and light within yourself, but you can't. And then the next part is, okay, I can't find it in myself, let me just get some help. And then it goes, nowhere to turn, no one to hear you scream in the night. Which is, I'm just thinking that I wrote this in a treatment center. Like, let's just say, like, I guess I wasn't having the most positive experience at the treatment center, considering I'm, like, basically writing a song, no one can hear me, no one can see me, no one can help me. And that was actually my experience. You know, a lot of the people there didn't take the time to get to know me or my situation, just making a surface-based assumptions based on what I looked like. And by the time people started to look beyond the surface, my symptoms had progressed so severely that I couldn't even stay in the residential program anymore. Like, they had to basically like kick me out to stabilize me. So, I mean, I was screaming and like running back and forth, and then I would like almost like fall asleep, get cold, and I couldn't talk for a while. I mean, I was switching between those. It was like a dysregulated nervous system, like crazy. So, this is definitely my subconscious telling me not only can these people not see who I am and what's going on, but even if they could, even when they do, they choose not to, and choose an explanation that looks better on paper and that checks better in a box, instead of using critical thinking skills to understand me. And like I said, some people did try after a while, but like I destabilized before I could even, you know, try to like form those relationships and get to the bottom and get past people's initial misconceptions about me. So yeah, obviously it didn't go that well, or else I would have written some other song rather than this one. And then the chorus again. No one can see. My light is the dark envelops me. No one sees me. So it's like you having this light and these wonderful aspects of yourself that all the darkness is covering up, so no one sees who you truly are. So yeah, that was a fun one. I'm still working on the editing. I did edit this one myself. It's not perfect. I'm having some technical problems. Like, some of the editing effects aren't working. So I did what I could with what I have. It's like I have to deal with the company. And then I looked at my calendar and I realized that I had to do it by tomorrow. So I'm just like filming this video. My hair is like still a little wet from the shower. And I had like a super interesting kind of weird day. Like, I got my one wheel, and then I went to the coffee shop, and I asked this guy to like watch my stuff while I went to the bathroom because I had all my stuff out and I didn't want to like pack it all up and bring it to the bathroom. And if I was in a city, I wouldn't do it, but in our neighborhood, I was like, I think it's fine, but still, like, I don't want someone to take it. Which, of course, doesn't make a ton of sense since he's a stranger, right? I mean, but I don't know. For some reason, I trusted him. And it was, like, really interesting. We talked. Um, like, I gave him some of my snacks, and then we worked, and then I let him, like, ride my one wheel, and he drove us to get some lunch. I don't know why, for some reason, I sort of felt comfortable around the person and trusted them and, did things I wouldn't normally, not those kind of things, people. Did things I wouldn't normally do, like, you don't normally give someone you just met, like, your snacks and let them ride your one wheel and then get in the car with them, although I've done that before, but still, you know what I mean. And then he asked me at the end if I wanted to go on a date, which, as you know, that situation that's a complicated thing. I don't know what to do about that because the asexuality thing is still like, obviously, like, I'm still that. But life is also complex and not so black and white. But I'd rather probably just be friends, but I don't know. So it's one of those things that's a mess. So we'll see how everything goes. And I hope you enjoyed the song and this video. Thanks so much. Bye.